you ever seen a piece of code that's next to impossible to understand? You need to go back and ask the original developer, if he exists, if he's still around, what that code is supposed to be doing. This is a problem that comes up a lot in software development. And one way that we can help to resolve that, one way we can help to reduce that, is by thinking about how we're writing our code and use or try to write self-documenting code. Okay, this often means using longer class names, function names, and variable names in our code. With modern transpilers and compilers, we don't really need to think about using smaller variable names. It doesn't really make a difference to the transpiler or compiler. It also doesn't make a difference to the final output of those compilers, because your CPU doesn't really run that code. It actually runs compiled code, okay? So the language that you're using, if it's TypeScript, it may be Python, it may be something else, whatever it might be, try to use descriptive, self-documenting names for the different entities you have in your code. It might be classes, it might be functions, it might be variable names. For example, using the variable name X for something, it really isn't very descriptive. It doesn't help the next person in line that might be looking at your code, the next maintainer of that code, or your peer who needs to review that code. It won't help them to understand what that means. What does that X mean? What does it stand for? So in those situations, you want to use a self-describing, you want to use some self-documenting code. You want to use a name that provides some context and gives information, tells a story, right? You want your code to tell its own story and be clear and obvious to your teammates or to whoever might be maintaining it in the future, which might be you in 6 months. By using short or abbreviated names, you can often get confused. You can often affect team efficiency because people need to go back and forth and ask a lot of questions about what this code is intended to do, things like that. So you want to write code that explains itself, that's self-documenting, and you want to think about the next person in line that needs to read that code and figure out what it's doing and maintain it. Okay? So again, try to use clear names for your variables, clear names for your classes, and clear names for your functions. Things that describe what those entities do, what their purpose is, and think about self-documenting code. This is going to help your efficiency and also bring your coding level up a notch overall. Hope that helps. Talk to you soon.